Hello there, my name is Ismail. Welcome to another Blender 2.8 tutorial. So this time we're going to be looking at how to create this triple shaver in Blender 2.8, and this was a tutorial request by one of my Patreon supporters. Thank you, Back Origin. That's the Patreon supporter who asked me to make this tutorial for him. And yeah, you can also ask for any tutorial you want on my Patreon. You just have to become a Patreon, and yeah, and you can ask me to do something for you. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'll be adding links to these reference images. He was kind enough to provide the reference images for me as well, so that was really helpful. Yeah, but let's get in. So good enough, we have a front and a side image here, and I think they're well aligned, so they match exactly. So we're going to import them in Blender, and yeah, so let's I'll turn on screencast here so that you can see the keys I'm using here. Let me import the images if I can find them. Downloads, and so I'll first delete the cube. So because we have two sides here, the front and side view, I'm going to go to the front orthographic view, drag that image there, and then go to the side view, so 3, so right orthographic view, and drop this image here. So I also want them to be aligned, so I'll just select this one, hit Alt G to clear the position, to center the position, and also do this, so that is there. I can also move this so that it's at least in the middle. So move this in the X to be around there, just to make sure that they align correctly. I think there is these images, these image planes show have back culling effect on, so that way you can only see one side of the image instead of seeing both sides. Let me see if there is a setting for changing that. Transparency, viewer rendered, show back and front, show both. Am I seeing both? Interesting. I don't know if they are perfectly aligned, that's why I'm getting confused here, or I'm not seeing the other side sometimes. Anyway, I will be switching between different views. So I'm using the shortcut 1 for front and 3 for side view. I think they are well aligned, so we can begin by adding a plane. So Shift A, plane. I'll clear the rotation, the position. I can also maybe move these to be in the center. And select the plane, clear rotation, clear position. I'll rotate this 90 degrees and move it forward a bit like this, so that is not intersecting. I'll also turn on random colors and then cavity. Go to edit mode, add a loop in the middle there. Select these vertices, delete them, go to modifiers, and then add a mirror modifier, not multi-resolution, but a mirror modifier, so that we only have to worry about one side. So let's go to front mode, so to wireframe. Select these vertices, pull them to around there, just to get the profile of just to get the shape. So extrude these down around, then move these like that. Can add a few loops here like that. Can continue up, extrude that up like that. Then if you go to front, now make sure you are in wireframe. Select these vertices, pull them back, select these, pull them actually you need to follow this profile here, because that's the profile we are following in this front view. So we need to select these, pull them to around that, select these like that. You can also turn on subdivision surface. Also, I don't remember the name, I'm sorry, but someone else also was asking me to do an introduction to hard surface modeling in Blender, and I think this is also a hard surface. So some of the steps you see here can be used to make hard surfaces, because this is also a hard surface. So for this loop here, we can just select that. You can see the shortcut I used here. Then drag this up around there, and now we can move those vertices like so. Just follow the profile. It doesn't have to be perfect, but needs to make a bit of sense. So we need to push this to around there. Let's see. Now we can add another loop here. And make sure it follows that inside profile there. And make sure it's also following that in the front view. Make sure this is recording good. So I think I have another reference image that I can pull up here. So let me do that. I have this side view, so you can also be looking at that. And so this profile, let's see. You don't have to follow it perfectly, but I just want to follow maybe this highlight you see here that goes here like this. So it's I think this here. So because that indicates where this chassis kind of curves off. So let's see. So you can also turn on smooth shading. See, this is what we have. And so let's start extruding parts of this. So I'm not adding a lot of detail right now. We can come back and do that later. So let's select these, extrude, and start moving those around as well. Make sure they align. So I think they pulled back a bit inside. So we can also select this entire loop, then extrude it. Then you can select these, bring them back a bit, just like that. So this face here can be connected to this, like that. We need a loop here, so let's bring that up. Push this up a bit, and I think we can select this loop here. If you hit G twice, you can move the selection along the vertices they are connected to. So let's pull this as well, like this, and like that. So we also need to go back to front view, and let's see how this looks. This is Yeah, I think that's good enough. Okay. We also need to select this backside and then extrude that as well. We can select these loops and push them back a bit along their vertices. That's hitting G twice. Again, need to move this. You can see this line here, kind of, there is a line here. So we can move that like so. We'll come back and correct some of these because I think there's a line that cuts here, and we can add a loop here like that and drag this up a bit. So let's go to front view, and we need to select these, push them back, select that, push it out. Move these vertices like that. So far this is what we have. So we just come in, add a loop. Let's see if we did that. Because you see there is a loop that comes around here, so we can add that and start pushing it back. So you can see, let me first hide this. You can see this highlight here, so we're just following that. So for this needs to pull back a bit, and maybe this here as well, like so, and like so. So then we can bridge these loops here. So let's save this. So triple blade. If I can triple blade shaver. So this is part one. I don't want to make these tutorials too long. I just want to make them easier to view, and I don't know how long this has gone, but let me see. Can I see this in OBS? I don't have a way to indicate this. Anyway, so this is part two. Sorry, this is part one. We'll be continuing this in part two. Yeah, thank you.